What's poppin', everybody? It's your girl Henny, and I'm about to pour up plenty of the Diddy court docs that y'all are here to sip on. So y'all do me a favor, take the time out to share this video. Get the peoples up in here, okay? Because we're about to pour up on what has been going on. I am going to tell you right now that it has been a day of repetitiveness. If repeat was a day, it would be today. Okay, it would be today. I'm not even gonna lie to you, hold you, or try to fluff the story up for you, because we heard a lot of the same stuff over and over again. Teeny Garagos came in and she was trying to discredit Jane Doe and her statements of how Diddy was in charge of everything by showing that she was setting up some of these freak offs. Now, we've heard this same type of testimony being given when Cassie was on the stand. But what I'm noticing is there is a pattern that was made that they stuck to. It was a script where the women were the ones that were calling up the escorts in some of these scenarios. The women were the ones that were paying the escorts. We had escorts that testified to such. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of that money, well, all of that money, it came from Diddy. Can y'all hear me good? Let me know if y'all can hear me good out there. What's popping, everybody? What's popping, everybody? Make sure y'all are double tapping that screen as y'all come in. I am standing in the sun getting some vitamin D. Don't get freaky. No Diddy, okay? As I'm waiting for the family to come out, I have the perfect angle for you guys. We are going to get the family as they leave the courthouse, you guys. That's what we are doing. As y'all know, I am here every day covering this trial, all right? And so what I give to you is I give to you my notes and my analogy on the situations at hand and what was said and how it went down in the courtroom. But right now, we are going to wait for the family to come out. And I'm just going to tell y'all, who do you in a year? What's popping, everybody? When I tell y'all that it was repetitiveness in the courtroom, baby, it is. I think I am now triggered by the words, my partner, my lover, and making love. I don't think I want to hear those words for the next couple of weeks, if I'm going to be honest with you, because that is what we kept hearing over and over again today in the courtroom as Jane Doe was on cross-examination with Teeny Garagos. Now, Teeny tried her hardest to get Jane Doe to make more of the hotel nights than what it really was. But Jane, for example, for her birthday one year, Diddy did something for what is her name? Jane. He did something for Jane. Okay, we're not saying names in the chat or else you'll get put out. Okay, but he threw Jane a birthday, and the hotel that they were in, the Nubo, it was connected to a restaurant, a sushi restaurant. She wanted to try to go out to a steakhouse, but that was not happening. Diddy made her go downstairs to the sushi restaurant still, kept her in the hotel. They had a freak off for her birthday. He gave her a diamond bracelet. And Teeny was saying, well, didn't you say that you wanted diamonds, that you liked diamonds, that that's what you wanted was diamonds? You sent him a message telling him that you enjoyed and appreciated everything that he did for you that night. However, when Jane got ready to answer, Jane made it very clear. She said, I liked what he did. I liked the details that he put in. I liked spending time with him, meaning Diddy. She completely disassociated herself from the hotel nights and honed in only on the quality time that she was spending with Diddy. At one point, Teeny Garagos asked her about a freak off, or excuse me, a hotel night that she had set up, where she put rose petals and candles, and it was very romantic. And there was 2 escorts at one time. She came up with that idea. And when she was asked about that, you know what she said? I did it for my lover. I knew it would make my lover happy. I did anything to make my lover happy. When I tell you that if she said it one more time, I was going to scream, I'm so serious. I had to end up leaving the courtroom, y'all. I'm not even playing. Shaniqua, don't. She said 1-800 my partner, 1-800 my lover, 1-800 making love. This is what we kept hearing. over and over and over again. She was letting it be known. One thing I will say is no matter what Teeny asked her, she stuck to it and was just letting it be known. Like, listen, the debauchery, I wasn't even focusing on the debauchery. The debauchery was something that I had to do to make my lover happy. But what I loved was the time that I got to spend with him. What I loved was when I went on date nights with him. What I loved is when he bought me cakes and balloons and gifts for my birthday. What I loved is when he took me on vacations. What I loved was when I curl up with him, when I got to make love with him. That's what I loved. That's what I thanked him for. That's what I doted on him over. I didn't dote over him on the hotel night stuff. And no matter how much they tried to get her to say, well, yeah, including those things, she never buckled and said, including those things. She made it very clear that she did not like it and that she was doing it specifically for him and to make him happy. This is the Diddy trial. So did she ever say my man, my man, my man? She said my man, my man, my man, and not so many words, okay? It was a lot that was focused on the Turks and Caicos. It was a lot that was focused on the birthdays. We stayed in 2023 for a very long time before we went on break. And it was just asking her the same questions. I felt like Teeny was trying to drill it into the jurors' heads about these certain instances. Like they didn't want her to forget, okay? She very much is still in love with Diddy. Still in love. There's a guy that follows you the whole time. What do you mean? She was an easy chick to manipulate, and that made her a huge target for itty bitty Diddy. I would have to say I agree. People walking past looking super confused because they don't. A lot of people still don't know what's going on here at the courthouse. People are still asking, who's on trial here? Thank you, Marcel. She was like, no, she's 35 now. She's 35 now. She wasn't 35 then. She's 35 now. Juror number 6, they still have not made a decision on. We should be knowing something about what the determination of juror number 6, what their fate is going to be by tomorrow. They did open up and mention that the defense was saying that the prosecution wanted to get rid of him because he is of melanated descent. But the government was like, that is not why. Basically, what was going on is juror number 6 stopped taking notes. He just kind of clocked out, from what I'm understanding, from people who are inside the courtroom. And this came from more than one source that is upstairs on the 26th floor in the courtroom, that they were saying that juror number 6 had clocked out. So, and was just not really interested anymore in the trial. That's what I was told. Okay, whether or not that is accurate information, I'm going to say I believe the source that I got it from. Well, sources, because I got it from more than one person. So how can a woman be in love with a man who treats you like this? The same way that a woman will be in love with somebody who actually puts hands, feet, and kneebows on them all the time. The same way that they could be in love with a man that treats them like crap every day. A man that abuses them mentally, emotionally, spiritually, who downgrades them. It's the same thing.
What she said, I turned lawyer overnight, y'all. What she said, that's what she said. I think the lawyer for that. I like you.
Thank you, Shal. Very much so. When you've been through multiple relationships of trauma and you don't heal, I said this earlier today, it's very easy to manipulate a person whose mind has already been manipulated from someone prior, and there was no rehabilitation for the mental that was done. It's very easy for someone to just get up in there and rewire you, because you're already wired. You're already wired. Let's pull up my handy dandy notebook. Now, There was a point in time where Jane had broken up with Diddy, and Diddy did what he did when he was with Cassie. So let's talk about what he had on. He had on like this that copper colored like sweater. He had that on today with a pullover sweater. Well, I mean, pullover sweater with a white button up and tan pants again. Janice Combs, King Combs, Love's mom, they were there in court with him. Now, Diddy at one point in time turned around and spoke to his mom very briefly. And let me tell y'all, when Jane Doe came into the courtroom, she had on a brown pantsuit. But all of this, if you think my cleavage is out, baby, her cleavage was out, okay? When she went to go sit down in the chair, her cleavage was like, hello, popped up at that yellow, like, hello. And then, when she stood up, it was showing. She was holding it closed as she sat down the second time. But baby, them boobies was out, okay? They was out. They was like, hey, 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 daddy, okay? So she basically came. I can't. I don't even know if that's what you meant to say, because I don't know if you meant to say what you said. Crash out so you can try it again, okay? Jane, she came with the girls on display, honey. Hey, listen, do you hear me? Hair still the way that Diddy likes it, which is straight. It was swooping over one side, cascading down. She's very beautiful, okay? I also ran into Mark Garagos. He was in the cafeteria. Now, I ran into Mark Garagos yesterday and I spoke to him. I just keep it brief. I just say, hey, how are you? Hi, Mr. Garagos, how are you? And today when I saw him in the cafeteria, I feel like it's just too much noise going on. All right. Today when I seen him in the cafeteria, he actually spoke to me before I could get a chance to speak to him. And I guess maybe he remembered me from yesterday. Cordial, very nice man, very pleasant. I don't know, maybe one day I could get a conversation with him. I don't know, but that is Teeny Garagos' dad. All right. So now we were waiting for the juries to come in. I don't know if all the jurors were there or not. But at 1:10 p.m., Judge Arun Submarinian, he called for the jury to take, he called for Jane to take the stand, all right? So now this is when she came bouncing in, child. So Teeny started off with a message from Jane to Cabral, and it was after a hotel night where this was in December of 2021. Cabral had texted Jane and he was like asking her, like saying like, good morning, how you feeling? And she was telling him that she was good. But he said to her that they were kind of rough. Like that was the first time that they had ever been rough and that she was talking so dirty to him. And it was definitely a turn on. And she says to him, she sent him like, the ha 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 with the mind blown emoji. And then she says, definitely one for the books. Okay. Then she tells him to send her something, meaning to send her a video or a picture or something of that nature. And that's what was going on. This afternoon, the first half of the session, it really was a lot of going through text messages, pictures, and just like messages between Jane and Diddy, messages between Jane and mostly Cabral. Okay. There was a time for New Year's Eve. Teeny was trying to establish that there were points and times in their relationship where they didn't have debauchery. They didn't have hotel nights, where it was just them. And that there was a stint where they didn't do anything for 2 months, okay? And she was still able to spend time with Diddy, to see Diddy, like she still was getting that quality time. So Teeny was trying to poke holes into the fact that she was saying that she had to do these hotel nights in order for her to be able to get quality time out of him. I still don't feel like that poked a hole in anything, because at the root of everything, there was times during this point where they were supposed to be taking a break where he did actually hit her up and he asked her what she was up to. Watch your back. What she was up to, and then he asked her hotel and she was like, I'm not feeling it. So she wasn't feeling it. It didn't happen, but it's not like he wasn't trying to still get it during this time. It's not like he just left it alone and it was just the two of them. It was still something that was looming in the background of everything. So I don't feel like it was proven that, the debauchery was not a requirement for her. And let's be real. Once you make something a requirement in your life, that's going to be the requirement. Let me see what some of y'all are saying. Wait. I thought something she showed the cleavage to complete the baby loves. Oh, no. Baby loves mom was here today. The family was here today. But what I was saying was when Jane entered into the courtroom, Jane's boobage was on display. Okay, that's what I was saying. I agree with you. What is your name? Piglet? I agree with you. Okay. It's not like they can't act nice. There's moments in between where they have to give you what you want in order to keep you reeled in. So to me, it didn't really prove anything. Diddy told her testify so he can see them jugs on the stand. That man's still controlling shit. Listen, the views and opinions expressed in the comment section are not necessarily the views and opinions of Hennessy Review or the channel or the mods. Okay. I really feel like Jane is working with the defense. I could be wrong. It's just a feeling I have. Talia, you would not be the only one that would have that feeling. There are other people that have said that around the courthouse that they felt like that's what was going on, especially once it was brought out that Diddy is still paying for her. That Diddy is still paying for her lawyer. So that definitely is something that people have been whispering and murmuring. All right, let's see because they're putting the gate out now, which means that we will be seeing the family coming out shortly, you guys. Let's get a really good shot for you all. This guy always does the most. Like, why are you trying to put the gate that far back? Like, it doesn't need to be that far back, but he's gonna put it, which means he's gonna push us. Hopefully he don't.
Live. Is it letting me go? Yeah.
All right, I don't know who these people are.
Excuse me.
I told you.
Step back. Who's big?
I think. Yeah.
That is really unnecessary. So now he's moved us behind everybody. Like, really, all of this is not necessary. Like, this is not necessary. And he's the only one that puts it that far back. But I'm not trying to cause any trouble. Excuse me, sir. Oh my God, everybody is in my shot. Okay, the truth of the matter is I could go back there because I do have credentials. But the thing is, once I go back there, I'm not going to be able to get them going into the car. So, sir, be careful stepping back. I'm going to try to move my bag, but my bag is right there. So just be careful. I don't know if I can catch you from over here. There goes Mark Garagos right there. There's Mark Garagos coming out. Okay. There he is. Hey, Mark. Okay. Now, of course, he's here. That is Teeny Garagos' dad right here. Ugh, and then they're going to stand in the way. Mark Garagos crossing the street. Y'all should know that voice. Y'all should know that voice by now. That is Kendor. Ooh. We're going to get back into the court docs in a minute, you guys. We're going to get back into the court docs.
All right.
Very much so. I got time today. His kids' mothers are very beautiful. I don't know what everybody is looking at this for, but they're actually looking at the birds. There's helicopters in the sky for whatever reason right now, guys. I have no idea why they have the helicopters in the sky. That's why when they are wearing matching clothes, girl, I feel it's a signal to each other. Well, they weren't wearing matching clothes, and yesterday they weren't in matching clothes either. Yesterday he had on what looked like a light yellow sweater with a white button up and tan pants, and she had on a full white suit. Her shirt was white, her suit was white, but they weren't matching. And even today, they weren't matching. He had on a copper sweater, she had on a brown suit. Not Diddy's escaping. Today was a late day. Diddy is upstairs. I don't know if Diddy is upstairs or if he's already been removed to transport or if he's meeting with his lawyers. I don't know what he's doing, but I know that Diddy is not free, so he is not walking out of those golden doors. Not today, you guys. Shout out to Ireland. So what we are waiting on before we get on down this road is we are waiting for the family to come out. Now I know the family has been downstairs for a while. Um, Mark Garagos is doing a news expose right now across the street. That's CNN. Okay, he's with CNN. Diddy's family going to walk out? Yes, they're going to walk out. They're going to walk out those golden doors. We're waiting right now. I don't even see the Sprinter. Usually we see the Sprinter coming down the street. I don't see the Sprinter at this moment. There is a lot of traffic, but they will be coming out. So while we're waiting, let me go ahead and let me go back to giving y'all the update that I was giving y'all from here. Now, there was a time after the New Year's Eve party in 2022, because we went through 2021, but then we got to 2022 and we got all the way up to the New Year's. Okay, Jane was asked if her text message with Cabral, where she was saying to him, like, oh yeah, that was a wild night. Send me something. She was asked if that was one of her examples of her making the escorts feel good, and she replied that she was being friendly. Okay. Now, the longest hotel night she said was New Year's Eve 2022, and it lasted for approximately 3 days. You guys, three days. That's crazy work. Then after the New Year's Eve party, Diddy went on vacation with Gina. So she went and she did this hotel party with him that lasted for 3 days. And then right after that was over, he went and took Gina on a vacation. And Gina was posting it on social media. And baby Jane Doe, she was not having it. She told him that it wasn't right how he was doing her, and that it's not right that he's taking another girl on vacation after spending New Year's Eve week together, and how she was doing what she was doing in those hotel rooms for him. And, she told him to make her delete all of the social media posts like he made her delete a social media post that she had posted. Now, according to Jane, she had posted some photo of like food that Diddy said could be connected back to him, and he made her delete that off of her social media. So she was telling him, no, you make her go ahead and delete all of that stuff just like you made me delete my stuff. So Diddy tells her that if the relationship is toxic, that she could leave. And that was in response to her pouring out how, I just did all of this with you. And it doesn't feel good that you're out here with another female, taking her on vacation right after we just had 3 nights of a hotel party. So her birthday, they went from the New Year's Eve to her birthday because her birthday is in February, right? And they asked about the birthday that she had in the Waldorf, LA, right? And Jane said that it was supposed to be just her and Diddy, but it turned into a hotel night. Now, here's the thing. It seems like, well, it ain't even seems like, it is. Every birthday that she has, it turns into a hotel night. Every birthday. Every single birthday. So they were saying that, they were trying to show that Jane Doe was the one, well, Jane was the one that was setting up the debauchery for her birthday, because they showed a text message that she had texted Cabral on January 28th, or Cabral had texted her, I'm sorry, and told her that he would be out in LA the week of February 12th. Here comes the van, you guys. The Sprinter is here. The Sprinter is here. All right. The Escalade is here. He just really don't be caring. He just hit everybody with the gate. Anyway, the family will be coming out in a minute. Hopefully he doesn't stay in my shot. So I have a clean shot from right here. If everybody gets out the way. So as y'all can see, the Sprinter van is pulling up. And it's not like I can ask them, can they move out of my shot, because they're the marshals. Here they come, you guys. Here they come right there. You see Janice Combs. You see King. Get my shot.
Hi, guys. Hi, guys.
There goes Justin. There goes Quincy in the back, getting in. Okay. That's everybody that was here today from the family. You see Charlucci making sure that everybody is good and situated on the Sprinter.
But no support. Yeah, I will avoid this family at all costs. That's a Sprinter thing.
Have a good day, Mom.
Wow.
All right, Charlucci. That's Diddy's friend, Charlucci.
Oh, Charlucci.
Yes, that's Charlucci.
You're not doing that. He said I gotta bring back this thing.
19 and I got you.
Come on, mañana.
Mañanita.
Watch it. Don't we run over?
Bye, baby.
Yeah, I know.
And then here we have Mama Flip, who I ain't seen all day because she been hiding. There go Mama Flip.
How you doing? Every time I was looking for you, but then you just show up.
I was there. All right, you guys.
I got potentials around here. She got shit. What happened with Mama? What happened with Mama? Hey, I got a little potential.
All right, you guys. So y'all got to see Charlucci. Y'all got to see Quincy, Justin, King. Y'all got to see Mama Combs. Y'all got to see Charlucci. Everybody. Y'all got to see everybody. All right? Now, y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means. That means that I'm about to head on down and get on down. Hey, Charlucci, how you doing today? I'm doing well. You good? All right. Why your hands so cold?
We was in the thing.
Diddy's best friend, right? All right. With your name, not the network.
What I already said, I don't want to be disrespectful. I gotta be respectful.
Mama Flip, I'm recording you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I have to be respectful, right? I said hello. I didn't know.
White, a big one, and I wiped my arm off,
Oh yeah, and why did you earlier?
And there go Denat.
and I put the green on.
What's up, y'all?
The good stuff.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Period.
And there's
Denat has been doing his big one, honey. He's been doing his big one.
You turn around your pass so I can see. This is my TikTok. That's fly.
Thank you. How you doing today, Kendall? What you want to say to the people?
Why did I say it? Because he gave me a bag of bacalao. And then he
Wait a minute. How you going to say that and you called Asian hate? Wait a minute. Did she say?
You went
I
viral
am
for
Asian.
telling me-
I am Asian.
You're not Asian.
I'm from Ukraine too. That's Asia. Ukraine is in Asia. What are you talking about? Ukraine is in Asia. What happened? Y'all didn't know that?
Fantasy reviews.
Y'all make sure y'all double tapping on that screen and hitting that Cash App. Run his channel up.
Period. Run the
We ain't out here for free.
Period.
I haven't gotten one cash app from any of you.
Oh,
Let me fix my hair.
there go Miss Knockout over here. All right, the news is closing out today, you guys.
Like that.
This is everybody. This is what it's looking like out here. When the court day is done, this is what it's looking like, okay? It's everybody.
I said what you say.
Like,
What? What'd I say?
My followers send me, and I send you out of there.
What happened was
How
I got
you
to get
trying
my
to cut
teeth
me out
done.
my own?
Uh-oh. Have a good night, y'all. All right, we about to boogie on down and get out of here because, yeah, it's a lot. It's been a day, y'all. It has been a day. Y'all see my face is pink. Okay, that means that it's hot out here in New York. And I don't do too good in the heat. And then I was standing directly in the sun. Anyway, back to what we was talking about. So, yeah, when it came down to the New Year's Eve party and him going to go see Gina, it seemed like there was a pattern. Even though they were trying to establish that she had a pattern, they were showing that Diddy had a pattern too. And the pattern was he would go into these hotel nights, do the debauchery with Jane, and then turn around and go on vacation with Gina, with Jesse, with Young Miami. What I will say is, I have not heard anything said about Baby Love's mom. And I hope that they don't say anything about Baby Love's mom because, baby, she's been in that courtroom for the past 2 weeks. She's been in the courtroom. She's been there. But you have to think that if Jane Doe was with Diddy from 2021 all the way up until the present, right? Till he got arrested is what they're saying. But I'm going to say to the present. Jane has also, for those who are wondering, Jane has immunity. Jane has immunity. All right? And she was subpoenaed to come into court. So then there's all of that, right? Listen. If Jane was with him all of that time, then that means that Jane was with him when Baby Love was born. Jane was with him when Baby Love was born. Young Miami was with him when Baby Love was born. You understand? You see what? Any glasses in the chat if you picking up what I'm putting down. Because I'm putting something down that y'all need to pick up. I'm thirsty as hell.
Wow.
Okay, I see them Henny glasses going in the chat because y'all seeing what I'm talking about. Y'all picking it up. Y'all picking it up and I'm putting it down and y'all picking it up and we are in our afternoon spot, y'all. We are in our afternoon spot. Y'all know this spot. Look, that's a whole lot of unprotectedness that's going on. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Now, y'all know the last time I wore this, I had to take off my shirt because it's hot. It's very much hot. I don't care if people look at me right now and be like, oh my goodness, girl. I don't care. all these biddies is gonna get a little sunshine. You feel me? Oh, I could actually no, I could leave my press pass on because I am still working as a member of the press. High five. You know what? Don't y'all start, okay? We already got enough people that be in here doing their own version of debauchery, okay? So now we're back to him going on a vacation with Gina, right? And then we fast forward to her birthday. Cabral is going to be in LA. He says on the 12th of February, right? So on February 5th, Jane texts him. She texted him and asked him, and we heard this. She asked him if he was up and telling him that it's her birthday week and that she didn't forget about him, but she was waiting on an answer. Now, what she was waiting on an answer for, I have no idea. She never got to that. We never got to that, but I can assume that she was waiting on an answer from Diddy as to whether or not they was going to actually do some debauchery and use Cabral. All right. She said she didn't forget about him, and that she hadn't gotten an answer. And the defense was really trying to discredit what was going on when it came down to her, right? So now on January 29th, she went to Mapleton. I don't know. She went to Mapleton to go visit with Diddy. And she was with him for a couple of nights is what it was testified to. And they ended up not having a hotel night, right? She went out with him. They went out on a date. They even saw one of the escorts that they called the Italian. They still did not have. They saw him while they was out. They still didn't have a hotel night. Around the time that Diddy had, around this time, they're saying in January of 2020. What year are we in? Because, child, we was going through them years, all right? Hold on one second. 22. And somewhere around this time in 2022 is when he allegedly started seeing Young Miami, okay? And how she found out about Young Miami is because after her birthday, when the debauchery went down, that's when the Turk's birthday happened for Young Miami. And Jane let him know that she had seen the birthday with Young Miami and that she was upset. And she told him that this wasn't right. Once again, she's telling him, like, this is not right. Okay, it's not right the way that you're doing me. You know, I'm getting hotel freak offs with dudes and all types of stuff. And every time we do, you go off and you bring another female. Thank you so much, Thomas. Every time we go off, you bring another female out into the public. Like, what is going on here? First it was Gina after the New Year's Eve. Now after my birthday, here you go taking this girl on a birthday. Jane got so mad that she told him that if he didn't get his ass off those islands and get to her, there would be no more hotel nights. And guess what he did? Brought his ass from them islands. That's what he did, because that's what she told him to do. If that's what she said, it's going to be in the transcript. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be in the transcript. I'm not making it up. Promise you, I'm not making that part up. She said, get your ass off them islands. Bring that ass here, boy. And that's what he did. All right, so the next thing that they showed us was the Valentine's Day, okay? And in these, they didn't show us, because we're not getting to see any of the exhibits thanks to the people who have snitched. I don't know, I'm tired, y'all. Thanks to the people who have snitched, we don't see exhibits now. So they showed a photo of Valentine's Day at the hotel suite. Now, in these pictures, there was red heart balloons and rose petals and candles. And she said that she liked romancing Diddy in that way. And then she had like love spelled in rose petals. He's really on this love frequency. This is really what he's about. He was in the middle of the Love album, the Love tour, Love merchandise. He named his last child Love. He's giving these girls love bracelets and necklaces. Love. Oh, that was the other thing. I don't know if we got there yet or not, but y'all remember when he gave her a love bracelet when they were at the hotel one time? Well, it looked like she had found that bracelet and she picked it out. And Diddy went and bought it for her. But Gina had a matching necklace, a matching love necklace. Dun, dun, dun. And when Jane seen this, Jane was like, oh, you can come get this bracelet. You give it to us so you can have the matching bracelet. Like, how dare you? Like, are you hearing what's going on right now? She picked it out. She picked it out. He bought it and gave it to her, and then went and found a matching necklace and gave it to somebody else. Scandalous. This so scandalous. So anyway, Jane, she set up everything for the hotel. This was for Valentine's Day, okay? And she told him that it was going to be 2 men at one time for this Valentine's Day. And when she was asked why she did that, she said, because I wanted to make my lover happy. Anything to make my partner happy. So they went out before the hotel night, went back to the hotel, and they had Paul and Don, honey. Now, on March 2nd, 2022, they were texting, Diddy and Jane, they were texting one another, and Jane was coordinating for their vacation to Miami, right? On March 14th of 2022, Diddy said everybody can post because dun, 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 Gina had did it again. Gina posted, this was the necklace. Gina posted with that love necklace, and baby, Jane hit the roof. So he said everybody can post. I don't even care anymore. Everybody can post. Let everybody post. Okay? But she was pissed off, all right? And what I'm noticing is like, I don't know how any of this stuff right here is fitting into the RICO. I don't know. All of the arguments between the two of them, of him doing things like going with another female and buying another female something similar to her. Like, I don't see how any of that fits into the RICO, and I'm being honest with y'all. What I will say is, no matter how hard they tried to shake Jane, Jane did not change her story. She stuck very adamantly to the fact that she did a lot of the things that she did for him. She did a lot of things that she did to make him happy. Her focus was making him happy and keeping him happy. That was her focus. Oh, ouch. Miss Fox said jealousy makes her courageous and self-respect makes her a doormat. Ouch. I feel like she is rigging the case. I told y'all there are people that have been questioning ever since we found out that Diddy was still paying for her legal, that have been questioning this. Crystal Magic said this is corroborating other people's evidence like Cassie's and Mia's, which has a lot to do with the RICO. But I'm not understanding. I get what you're saying about all of the stories matching up, because I feel like each person who has testified has put another piece of the puzzle together to where we can see some of this stuff is actually coming to light. But when it comes down to telling us about, oh, we just had a hotel night and now he's on vacation with another woman. Oh, we just had a hotel night and now he bought this girl the same necklace that matches my bracelet. Like, I'm not seeing what any of that has to do with anything. I think maybe they're trying to come for her character and show that she's a jealous person, that she has a jealous nature. Because when she comes into the courtroom, she's very soft-spoken. She's very composed with herself. She speaks like this, and she's very educated when she speaks. But when her and Teeny Garagos had that little exchange, it showed that she has another side to her. And with them honing in on the jealousy, I think that that's what they're trying to show, that there was jealousy. But in the end, she just kept saying, I was doing anything to make my partner happy. That I just anything to make him happy. I did it because I knew that it would make him happy. I knew that he would like it. I knew that at the end of this, I would get to make love with him. I knew that I would be able to spend time with him. And while a lot of us can't fathom going through that debauchery to be able to get some type of intimacy with somebody that's telling us they love us, you've got to remember this part. He's telling them he loves them, guys. He's telling her he loves her. When she tries to leave, he will give her a day, maybe 2, and then he's messaging her, telling her he loves her all over again. And a lot of people are sucker for love. They really are. You tell them you love them, you get anything you want from them. There's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people like that out in this world. That's just like there's a lot of females out here that you could tell them they're beautiful, and they melt. They're all over you. So after all of this, and she's going off on him, Jane, about deleting the pictures, and she had to delete the food post, but she got her picture up, and she needs to delete her stuff and take her stuff down. Now that happened on March 14th of 2022. We get to April 4th of 2022. Diddy tells Jane that he was having a fantasy about her and the escort Leo. She said she'd figure her timing out. Okay. Then she tells him, baby, I want to make love to you. That she hadn't had sex with just him in 5 months. For 5 months, she hasn't had intimacy with him and just him. It's been debauchery in him. So she's telling him that she just wants to be with him, right? She told him she just needed him. And Diddy said, whatever you want. Whatever you want. They both said that they were in heat for one another. And then he asked her to find out if Leo would be available after they spent some time together. Did y'all hear what I just said? I don't think y'all heard what I just said. Diddy hit her up and told her that he was having a fantasy about her. Thank you, uniquely, about her and the escort Leo. She tells him, I want to make love to you. I haven't made love to just you in 5 months. He says, whatever you want. But then turns around and tells her to see if Leo is available. Can't make this ish up. I mean, somebody could probably make it up, but I can't make this ish up, okay? After that, then she started like playing, started trying to coordinate. And she's like, oh, well, this night is not going to be good. What about tomorrow? He's like, tomorrow is not going to be good. So then they finally settle on the weekend. And so she starts putting the things into arrangement for this to happen. Honestly, Camille, I don't think he cared about her. I don't. Because I think it was like she said yesterday when he nicknamed her crack pipe. I'm just stuck on that. He nicknamed you crack pipe, and it's because he was addicted to your sex. That's what it is. Thank you, Centric Soul 9. She fulfilled his fantasies the most. That's why she didn't get hands put on her. She was very subservient to him. And I think it might be a cultural thing without saying too much, but she was very subservient to him. Very much all about pleasing him. All about whatever you like. What do you like? Whatever you like. What kind of foods do you like? Whatever kind of foods you like. What kind of debauchery do you want to get into? Whatever kind of debauchery you want to get into. Oh, Thelma, I'm sorry. I don't feel that way. Because Young Miami sat up there and said that she liked to be tinkled on. And after what we heard about Cassie, her liking it, no. How you being tinkled on, Miami? Carisha, please. I'm sorry. The lady's laughing at me. No. Carisha, was you choking on urine too? I'm asking. I'm asking for myself and the people, okay? I'm asking for the people and myself. I want to know. I can't get that out of my head. I cannot get. I don't know what that was. Man, listen. Lori Harvey was in and out of there so quick you would have thought that it was a quick lube, okay? I'm quite sure Steve don't say very much about much, but I'm quite sure when he seen that she was over there with Denise, Jane told him, if you don't get your ass from over there around them Diddy folk, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Where we at? We done flipped the page, okay? So they ended up FaceTiming, and she wasn't clear if they ended up having a hotel night that night because they was trying to put it together. And she was telling him like, no, not clear, like I'm not trying to do that tonight or whatever. Like the schedules are not permitting for that. And he said the weekend, but she said she couldn't tell if they ended up doing a hotel night that night or not. April 13th, 10 days later, there was a hotel night. April 14th, they saw each other and there was no hotel night. They didn't have a hotel night for 2 months after that. Okay. Jane admits that she was going and she was seeing him on Star Island. They were spending time together. She saw him on 420. So you know what was happening that day, girl. They was sitting up there. They was smoking. Okay, they was smoking. She saw him on 420. She stayed the night with him all the way into the 21st. So she stayed the night with him. There was no hotel night. She saw him several other times. And it wasn't until like the end of June that they went without a hotel night. Now, you would think that she would remember these nights because she kept saying like she couldn't remember if any of these nights ended in a hotel night. And I made a note to myself because I was getting a little pissed off with Jane. And I'm not going to lie to you. Because when they were asking her about the nights that she was spending with Diddy and it was just her and him and it was no hotel nights, it was no debauchery, no none of that. She kept saying, I don't remember, but yeah. I don't remember, but yeah. I'm not sure, but yeah. If your whole thing was that you wanted to spend the night with Diddy and you wanted your one-on-one time and your romantic time with just him, I would feel like you would remember what happened those nights. But then again, it's been a lot of DRUgs taken, so I don't know. I don't know, okay? So on June 19th, now remember, they had a night of debauchery. They had a night of debauchery on April 13th. So now we get to June 19th or whatever, right? Was that April? And Diddy texts her. And Diddy hits her up with a what you in the mood for? Jane says a good time. He says night, N-I-G-H-T, meaning short for hotel night. She told him, I'm not in the mood for that. He was like, plan a hotel night. She's like, I'm not in the mood for that. Like, I don't want to do none of that. So he asked her to do a surprise, to surprise him with a fantasy freak off, to role play. They didn't have a hotel night that night, but they had a movie night. Now, let me remind y'all of what the movie nights are. The movie nights consisted of them either watching porn of other people or watching porn of them. So there was no hotel debaucheries going down. Instead, it was just a movie night. All right. It was a role play fantasy that happened. Nobody was called. All right. So on July 19th, a text between Jane and Diddy. Jane asked what he was thinking, and he tells her to call and set up a hotel night with Paul. Wait, to call and set up a hotel night. He tells her Paul is free. Okay? He tells her that Paul is free. But there was something else that happened here, right here. He says, call Italian or Paul is free. So she was saying that she took that like either you're going to call the Italian or we're going to take Paul. So she said she thumbs up the Paul. Now in this situation, Tini tried but failed to prove that there wasn't an option. Like she was saying, like, I don't see the option there. I don't see how that was an option, how he was telling you, or, you know, like she didn't see it. But I'm like, the word or makes it an option. He said, call Italian or Paul is free. Meaning either call the Italian and see if he's free, or we have Paul who's free. So Diddy and Jane began preparation for the hotel night, okay? And she was running around. She was like, you know, I'm getting myself together. He's getting himself together. He's going to the barber and all of that stuff. And Paul is coming at 11:30 at night. He said he didn't want to wait till 10 o'clock. He wants to watch corn. He wants to have a movie night before Paul gets there. So he's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to set the mood or whatever. But Jane said that she ended up going to the store, the adult store, and getting her lingerie and her scripper heels. And then she said shorts. We'll come back to that in a second. She got some shorts for the guys, and then she got some stuff to help them get, she got some rhino pills. That's what it is. She got some rhino pills. And she said the reason why she was getting this stuff for the erection is because she didn't want to like spend so much time trying to get the guys aroused. She wanted him to just already be aroused. So she would give them the rhino. And she didn't want the escorts taking substances because she didn't want them to have a bad reaction and be on her body when that reaction happened. But she said she felt like these erection pills, they were more natural. So Tini asked her about these shorts, like what were the shorts? She said that these men coming with their own boxers and underwears that they had on was a turnoff to her. So she would get them matching shorts. Diddy and the escort would have matching shorts on. Right, Kim West. Them pills you get from the gas station. Oh no, this getting weird. Shorts for the guys. Yes, you know them little leather kind of shorts or whatever that be in them adult stores. She got them matching shorts. So now Diddy and the escort are wearing the same shorts. Again, where does this fit in this case? I'm gonna wear them. I don't know what else to say. I'm sick of y'all. So now after the debauchery happens, he hits her up and he checks on her after the hotel night. You know, he says that she went ape-ish that night, okay? That she went all the way in and put it all the way down, honey. I don't know. But it is showing that he did check on her, so. I should have caught that. That's Diddy's attorney, Donaldson, that just walked past. Anyway, and then they text each other that they had enjoyed the night, and that he was the best and he was cute. But she was saying she enjoyed the night with him. Because Tini was like, well, you told him that you enjoyed the night. You told him that was the best. And she was like, I enjoyed the night with him. He was the best. He was the best. That was about him. And she was like, okay, but that night was a hotel night. She said it was about him. She wasn't trying to hear none of that. It was like you were trying to force her to remember something that she didn't want to remember. It was like she disassociated herself from anything that happened prior to her intimacy with Diddy. I'm trying to tell you. So on July 27th, Diddy texted her and asked her what she wants to do. Jane tells him she told him that she would be over there for him and asked if he was horny for her. And he said, hell yeah. And he told her that he was with Paul because Paul was Diddy's trainer. And he told Jane that he was going to come over with Paul, and she said hair up. So now, if you remember, Jane said that he liked for her to wear her hair straight, but he liked it up in a ponytail when they were doing the hotel nights. He asked if she wants look, they ended up having another hotel night. Okay, this is what we these are all hotel nights that we got into, and it's just more of the same over and over and over again. You know, this night there was that, and this night it was this, and this night y'all did this, and on this occasion you did that. It's like trying to tear down the whole. No, she's not done testifying because she has to go under cross examination. Redirect tomorrow. So tomorrow, I don't know if Teeny is going to. I don't know if Teeny is going to continue or if Teeny is finished and she's going to do a redirect, but she has to be redirected by the government. And the government is saying, look, just make sure y'all have enough time for her to be able to catch her flight. Okay. But this has been a whole lot that has been going on for me. I'm not going to lie to you. And a lot of the content creators left and didn't even go back after break because it was just redundant. It was just over and over and over again with the same stuff. Like Teeny was really trying to trip her up. And I guess she was expecting to get a different answer from about a Jane Doe. But Jane Doe, she remained with her story. She remained with her story. Like her story did not change, not one bit. Not even a smidge or a morsel. She stayed like, I did this for him. I was doing this for him. I was doing this to make him happy. I was doing this to make him, you know. So before, okay, so let me give y'all some more. So it was more of the same about asking about the movie nights. Then the All-Star night was canceled by a hurricane. Then you heard Mr. Combs on a podcast where he said he had X on a yacht trip, and you said he lied to you. Okay, so they got into how, you know, Carisha and Diddy did this podcast where they had talked about going on a yacht trip. She saw the yacht trip because the yacht trip was on social media. This is what I'm saying. This stuff was just a repeat of what we already heard from the prosecution, okay? And I'm telling you, like, I don't see where Teeny Garagos actually put any holes, dents, dings, or anything in the story that she told, okay? You spoke about the sobriety party, your resentment for him that she started getting. So now when they adjourned court, because they just went through everything, and like I said, they didn't debunk anything that she said as far as I'm concerned. She kept telling them the same thing over and over again. Okay, it was the same thing with Cassie, where we heard that Cassie had set up some of those nights as well, and Cassie was making phone calls to bring some of the escorts in. It's the same thing. You understand? It's the same thing. So now the judge says, I understand Ms. Garagos will finish tomorrow morning. So she's going to be on cross-examination again tomorrow morning. Who will be next? Government witnesses. They're going to have Jonathan Perez, then our first summary witness, Ms. Shankar. Okay, that's who's coming next. When will you rest? The government says that they're going to rest next week, next Friday or even Wednesday. So I guess these are their last two witnesses. I don't know, but these witnesses better finish up strong. So the judge acknowledges Mr. Agnifilo, and he says that we know more when they tell us which witness they are cutting. I think we are still on the schedule. So all right. So the government is saying that they believe that the defense opened the door to Jane's prior consent statement, her notes before November of 2024 when she got immunity for her grand jury testimony, okay? So Driscoll stands up and says that they're not prior consent statements. And so Agnifilo says this witness was never going to be charged as a co-conspirator. But the judge says, how about the Mann Act charges? So Agnifilo says the government told half the story, and the judge says, we'll look at it, see you tomorrow. So it looks like the government is going to be bringing in some information that the defense opened the door up to allow for it to come in. Because this is something that I'm noticing that the defense has been doing. The defense will open the door to something, and then when the government goes to walk through that door, they have a problem with it. Because it's kind of like, oh, well, we thought of it, but now you're doing it, so now we want to go for a mistrial. Oh no, let's see if they try to get a mistrial or they try to get any portions of Jane's statement struck from the record like they've been doing with every witness. When I say every witness, damn near every witness that has taken the stand, the defense has had an issue with their testimony. The only one that I have not seen them have issue with when it came down to their testimony, honestly, was Derek Ferguson, the CFO. That's the only one that I haven't seen them have an issue with. Outside of that, they've had issue with everybody who's testified. Remember, they tried to get Dr. Dawn Hughes' whole testimony struck from the record. They tried to get Cassie's mom struck from the record. They tried to find issue with Kid Cudi's testimony. They found issue with Lance Jimenez's testimony. They found issue with just about everybody's testimonies, if we're going to be honest. But as far as my take on it, I don't feel like the defense moved not even a peg. I don't feel like they moved not even a peg. Do you hear me? Not even a smidge did they move the goal. I feel like, with all the witnesses. Now, I will say this. The government did have to meet with Jane 27 times, something like that. They met with her a lot of times behind the scenes. Now, from what I'm being told, when there has to be that many meetings with somebody, there's usually an issue with the witness. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just telling y'all what I was told and what I heard. And honestly, if they had to meet with Jane that many times to get her ready for the defense, I think that they prepared her. That's my opinion. I'm looking for my vape, you guys. Did y'all see where I put it? I feel like I'm getting ate up by bugs right now. Because y'all do know when the weather gets hot, these little itty bitty gnat bugs come out and they like to bite.
That's why I think
they like to bite. The little itty bitty gnat bugs, if you think they don't bite, you are sadly mistaken. And I think that's exactly what's happening. So while I look for my vape, you guys, let me tell y'all about what happened with the Uber driver this morning where I left my phone accidentally in the Uber and I called the number. That's why I got off the live with y'all. I called the number so that I could get my phone brought back to me, right? I got it. So I'm talking to the driver. And the driver is like, oh, yeah, go through Uber. Let them know. I'm like, I did go through Uber. That's how I'm calling you. So he tells me, well, I can bring it back to you, but I'm getting ready to do a call. So I'm like, okay, well, just call me because I feel like we had time before I had to go into court. And where he said he was going, I knew he would be back in time, even with traffic. He says to me, oh, well, can you come meet me? Like, I'll meet you at the corner of Canal Street if you want me to, because I'm still in the area, but I'm heading to Dykeman. So me not realizing how far Canal is from here and the street that he's telling me to go to, I'm like thinking it's right around the corner. He has me walk 7 blocks to go get my phone from him. But the thing is, if you've ever left anything in an Uber cab, then you know that Uber charges you for them bringing your stuff back to you. Uber charges you. So I was just like, you know what? I don't want to take the chance of this guy like not bringing me my stuff or trying to reach out to me and I'm in court or I'm not in the courtroom because I'm waiting for him for hours. So I was like, you know what, let me just go get my stuff. So he gave me my phone, but I called Uber and I told Uber, listen, he was supposed to bring that back to me. You're supposed to bring it back to me. Everyone stop there, goddamn it. What? What happened? You know what, melanated beauty, you better go to sleep. So, long story short, Uber is not charging me for my returned item because I ended up having to go get my returned item. Yeah, thank goodness. But I'm also glad that I didn't get charged for that because he's supposed to shimmy himself back around the corner and drop it off to me. Anyway, I heard you asking about KK. I don't know. I really do think that KK is going to testify for the defense, if anything. I also feel like D-Rock is going to testify for the defense as well. These people that we're looking for, I believe that they are going to be Team Diddy. KK has been around for a very long time, okay? KK was around through Cassie. She was around through Jane. And KK is who was around when he got picked up from the hotel, too. Y'all make sure y'all are double tapping that screen. Thank you, Melanated Beauty. So I'm going to be looking to see when they pop out and when they pop up because I really think that that's where they are. Aaron Hall said bye. Diddy has a case with Aaron Hall. And that's the other thing. Let me tell y'all this. While everybody is focused on this federal case, Diddy still has a bunch of civil cases out there. And I'm not talking about the ones from Tony Busby. I'm talking about Dawn Richard still has her case. Brianna Bonner still has her case. The girl who was hired to be the entertainment for the white party, she still has her case. Little Rod still has his case, even though parts of his case were thrown out. There's still other parts that are still going right now. He still has civil cases. He's got about, I want to say 7 or 8 outside of the Busby ones that he's still got going. Now, here's the thing, Mama Jocelyn. If they have immunity, then there's that. Because if you think that only the government was giving out immunity or they're the only ones that could give out immunity, you're sadly mistaken. I don't know, Angela, right now, I don't know. Blicka, it was like, uh-oh, somebody get put out. KK gonna get immunity before it's too late. It is really worth being a coach. I don't know. Yes, she has immunity. She's not getting charged, right? Unless they're gonna do her. But then again, we'll see, because if she doesn't testify at all, then it's possible that she could still end up like Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right. How Epstein got charged and then she got charged later. That could come up. Weinstein, he was found guilty on one of the charges. They couldn't decide on the other one, and the other charge he was not, but he was found guilty of something. I'll look into it and see. Also, Little Dirk, just to give y'all a little update on things. Little Dirk, his bail was denied, but they took the death penalty off the table for him. So no more death penalty for no more death penalty for Dirk. I don't know, Angela. That's something that we were all sitting outside the courtroom. Because remember, I told y'all, a lot of the content creators did not go back inside. And some of the news people weren't there either for the second half of Jane on the stand. And we've got to deal with Jane again tomorrow. And Jane is going to be on redirect. So I don't know how this is going to work or how it's going to pan out or what's going to happen. Oh, they are out here protesting again, y'all. I think they worked something out because they're all gathered in one space. They're not out in the street. The police are around the perimeter. Did they dismiss that juror? I heard he was a black male. He is a black male. They have not made a decision as of yet. We'll know tomorrow morning if they're going to dismiss juror number 6. But from what I'm understanding from people who are upstairs in the courtroom, it's like the jury is over it. I don't know if that's true or not, because I'm hearing different things. I'm hearing that the jury is still, hanging on. But then I'm hearing that the jury is over it. They're over Jane Doe's testimony. They're out here protesting again, you guys. What happened to when they asked if Diddy could meet with his That's a possibility, Nicole, or they might have already made their minds up. Yes, Zippy, that's who KK is. Over it as far as her testimony. That's what I was told, but then I've also heard that no, they're still sticking with it, so I don't know. I believe it was denied, K Pearl. We're allowed to see Jane Doe, but we're not allowed to say her name. Diddy looks like Diddy, just with gray hair. Thank you, Angela. Welcome to the bar. Diddy shows interest. He'll lean in at certain parts. He's looking at her at some parts. Sometimes he's doing like this, like he's looking away, but he's still looking at her. Yes, the mistrial was denied. Yeah, they're protesting against ICE. But this is the peaceful. All right, you guys, I'm about to be out of here. Thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in with me. About to head downstairs to the train. I need a shower. I need air conditioning. I need ice cold water. I need a full body massage. I need all of the above. All right, y'all. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Thank you for tapping in and tuning in. Remember to vibe high so the bullshit don't stick, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, everybody.